Things you don't know about Jackie Chan. Chan Kong Sang, born 7 April 1954, known professionally as Jackie Chan, is a Hong Kong martial artist, actor, stuntman, film director, action choreographer, screenwriter, producer, and singer. He is known in the cinematic world for his slapstick, acrobatic, fighting style, comic timing, use of improvised weapons, and innovative stunts, which he typically performs himself. He has trained in Wushu or Kung Fu and Hapkido and has been acting since the 1960th century, appearing in over 150 films. Chan is one of the most recognizable and influential cinematic personalities in the world, gaining a widespread following in both the Eastern and Western hemispheres, and has received stars on the Hong Kong Avenue of Stars and the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He has been referenced in various pop songs, cartoons, and video games. He is an operatically trained vocalist and is also a Cantopop and Mandopop star, having released a number of albums and sang many of the theme songs for the films in which he had starred. He is also a globally known philanthropist and has been named as one of the top 10 most charitable celebrities by Forbes magazine. In 2004, film scholar Andrew Willis stated that Chan was perhaps the most recognized star in the world. In 2015, Forbes estimated his net worth to be $350 million US, and as of 2016, he was second highest paid actor in the world. Enough with the intro, now let's get back to our discussion topic. Number 1. He is a trained opera singer and Cantopop or Mandopop star. Unlike other actors or singers, Jackie studied at an opera academy when he was little and learned singing alongside his Kung Fu lessons. He has released 11 studio albums, 9 compilation albums, received Japan's Best Foreign Singer Award, and sang a song at the 2008 Beijing Olympic closing ceremony. His music can usually be heard in a lot of films, particularly the outtakes of several of his Hong Kong movies. Chang is such a popular musical artist that Disney asked him to contribute vocals towards the Mulan 1998 soundtrack. He sings the popular "I'll Make a Man Out of You," which became a fan favorite amongst viewers of the animated film. Number 2. He did a comedic film in 1975. It was called All in the Family and also starred Hong Kong martial artist Sumo Hung. I had to do anything I could to make a living 31 years ago, but I don't think it's a big deal. Even Marlon Brando used to be exposed in his films. He told the Information Times in 2006, "No judgment here." Number 3. It took him 34 years to do his next sex scene. He is the Terrence Malick of doing nude scenes. Number 4. He was a stuntman in Bruce Lee's First of Fury and Enter the Dragon. Early in the Chan's career, he made brief appearances in 2 Bruce Lee films, 1972's The Chinese Connection and 1973's Enter the Dragon. Months later, Chan was headed to a bowling alley when Lee spotted him in the street and asked to join him. Chan agreed and the two played while Chan kept busy rebuffing autograph seekers eager to get to Lee. Just about 10 days later, Lee would be dead of cerebral edema at the age 32. I was totally shocked, Chan said. Number 5. Jackie was not the best martial arts or drama pupil. According to his sifu, which means master in Chinese, jim-yuen, Jackie was not one of the best, but the naughtiest student in the class. In 1988, the movie Painted Faces came out, detailing the story of the 7 little fortunes and their strict master. Number 6. Jackie Chan's stage name was Become the Dragon for a while. Wei Chan, a Hong Kong producer, liked Chan's stunt work and recruited him as an actor, trying to model him after Bruce Lee. He briefly took that stage name until everyone realized he was nothing like Bruce Lee. Number 7. Jackie Chan invented the comedic Kung Fu genre. His former teacher saw that coming. After failing to force the super serious Bruce Lee persona, he had a breakthrough with the comedic Snake in the Eagle's Shadow, a film he made when he was allowed complete control of his stunts. Number 8. He really does all of his own stunts, and they have caused him. While he was shooting The Accidental Spy, his tailbone was hit so hard that it caused temporary partial paralysis. And that's only the tip of the iceberg. Not surprisingly, that makes it extremely difficult for him to get insured in the US. After filming in Drunken Master, He damaged his eyebrow bone, which causes temporary blindness. He has broken his noses 4 times in shooting of Young Master, Project A, Miracles and Mr. Nice Guy. He knocked out his tooth when he was filming Snake in the Eagle's Shadow. He lacerated his lips while filming in Police Story 4, First Strike. He had lower chin injury while making the film named Dragon Lord. He dislocated his right shoulder in the shooting the film City Hunter. He broke his breastbone in making the film named Armor of God 2, Operation Condor. He has broken his finger bones while shooting in The Protector. He damaged his knees in making the film City Hunter. He broke his ankle 3 times when he was making Who Am I, Rumble in the Bronx and Thunderbolt. He has eye injury in shooting the film The Medallion. He fractured his skulls behind left ear and had a brain bleeding from falling out of a tree in filming The Armor of God. His cheekbone dislocated in the shooting of Police Story 3, Super Cop. In filming Project A, making the iconic scene when he fell from a 25-meter clock tower, he damaged his cervical spine cord. Same injury happened while filming Police Story back in 1985. He became almost partially paralyzed when he dislocated his pelvis in Police Story 5. He damaged his tailbone in making The Accidental Spy, which caused him temporary partial paralysis. He had a thigh injury in making the film Crime Story when he was caught between 2 cars. Number 9. He almost died while jumping onto a tree. The closest he has come to death was from a pretty mundane stunt, jumping onto a tree. He fell from the tree and hit the rocky ground head first. A piece of his skull cracked and shot up into his brain, and blood poured from his ears. The production team quickly got on the phones to try to find the nearest hospital that could do emergency brain surgery. And 8 hours later, he was going under the knife. The operation was successful. He recovered quickly. Even though there's a permanent hole in his head now with a plastic plug there to keep his brains in. Number 10. He has the unofficial record for most takes for a shot. While filming Dragon Lord, it took him 2900 takes to get a shot for a scene involving Z&Z, a game of shuttlecock soccer. But he got it in the end. Number 11. He does not understand American audiences. Jackie does not understand American humor and does not appreciate the action scenes. He also once said he has no idea whether a movie will do well in America because he does not understand the American audience at all. Number 12. Things that scares Jackie Chan. Although Jackie Chan is a renowned martial artist and charismatic actor, he was scared of needles and public speaking. Needles can make sense, but public speaking, it actually does not make any sense, as he is always surrounded by the reporters and TV shows. Number 13. His mother was an opium smuggler. Born Chang Kong Sang in 1954, Chan's early life has been the subject of much discussion. His parents left him behind in Hong Kong when Chan was only 7 years old. They fled a communist regime and settled in Australia, working for the American embassy. Chan lived at a boarding school that emphasized performance arts. Only in most recent years did Chan discover more about his parents. His father Fang Daolang was involved in illicit criminal activities and may have been a nationalist spy. His mother had once been arrested for smuggling opium and had connections to the Shanghai underworld. Chan reunited with his father in 2003. His mother passed away in 2001. Number 14. His high school education was grueling. Enrolled at boarding school from ages 7 to 17, Chan was subjected to some of the most physically and emotionally grueling training imaginable. The Chinese Opera Research Institute in Hong Kong put its students through arduous training to prepare them for a career in theater, including singing, dancing, and martial arts. Some days, Chan said lessons would last 19 hours. By the time Chan graduated, however, ending up in Peking opera was unlikely. Instead, Chan turned his skill to martial arts films. Number 15. He sometimes uses stuntman for walking scenes. While Chan is willing and able to perform his own stunts, that does not mean he has put stuntman completely out of business. In 2013, Chan told Yahoo that stunt performances are sometimes used as stand-ins for his movies, and when scenes required his character to walk around, drive, or perform other menial tasks, so Chan can rest. The actor also said he has stuntmen perform stunt tests, so he has an idea of what to expect when he steps in front of the camera. Number 16. He thought Rush Hour was terrible. Though Chan experienced some success as a cult movie figure thanks to re-releases of his earlier movies in 1990 century. His big American break came as a result of 1998's Rush Hour, which paired him with Chris Tucker. With limited opportunity to do his own stunts and the film relying on the culture clash between his character and Tucker's, Chan did not really understand the appeal. "That's a terrible movie," he remembered telling his manager. "They don't allow me to do my own style of action. The English, I'm not good. The Chris Tucker's English, I don't understand. Terrible movie." Number 17. He had an armed standoff with the Triad Gang. Chang's celebrity in Hong Kong has led to considerable wealth. His stature and fortune eventually led to him crossing paths with the notorious Triad Gang in China. According to Time, Chan has said he has frequently been harassed by the criminal organization over the years, including one instance where members shot at him as he deboarded a plane. Tired of conflict, Chan claimed he once confronted them with a gun and had grenades ready for a more explosive standoff. Because firearms carry heavy criminal penalties in Hong Kong, authorities contacted Chan after he told the story. After Chan told them the incident took place out of region, they declined to pursue the matter further. Rumors has, in 1983, he broke the contract during the filming of Fearless Hyena Part 2, and director Lo Wei used extraordinary means to try to keep him in line. However, the matter was resolved peacefully. The movie was terrible. They finished filming with doubles, and Jackie tried unsuccessfully to block its release. Number 18. He likes asking celebrities to pose with his two stuffed pandas. In 2010, Chan visited a Build-A-Bear workshop in London and constructed two stuffed panda bears that he claimed Chan La and Chan Z. The actor is fond of traveling with them and asking fellow performers to pose with them for photos. His pandas have met Ang Lee, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jet Li and Bill Clinton. The two also escorted him to the Academy Awards in 2017. Number 19. He owned a Segway dealership. Excited by the clean transportation potential of the Segway scooter, Chan opened a dealership in 2006 and secured distribution rights to peddle the product throughout Asia. The actor wanted to promote a low-emission vehicle. Though it was a pricey option, the retail cost of the Segway at the time in the US was $5,000. In China, it went for $10,000. Number 20. He has a permanent hole in his head. Considering Chan's prolific stunt career, it's slightly amazing he is still with us. But he had a very close brush with death shooting 1986 Armor of God. Describing the action as simple, Chan swung from a tree and hit his head on a rock, necessitating a surgically inserted metal plate and a permanent quarter-sized indentation in his skull. Chan will sometimes invite people like co-stars or talk show hosts to stick their finger in it. Number 21. He holds the Guinness World Record for most credits on a movie. Chan often directs, produces and stars in his Hong Kong films, but some projects have inspired him to take on additional responsibilities. For 2012's Chinese Zodiac, Chan earned a Guinness World Record for most credits, to be accurate 15, in a single film. In addition to directing, producing and acting, he is also credited as fight choreographer, composer, art director, unit production manager, gaffer, theme tune vocalist, writer, cinematographer, stuntman, prop work and catering coordinator. Number 22. One of his fans killed herself after realizing that he was married. Chan is a handsome guy with a sweet smile and some impressive looking muscles. So over the years he has garnered quite reputation among the ladies. At one point his fan club topped over 10,000 members, most of whom were young girls. Sadly, one of them committed suicide after she discovered that he was married to Xuan Lin, whilst another had to be saved from killing herself as well. That's a pretty intense fan base right there. Number 23. Chan underwent plastic surgery to make himself look more Western. In a bizarre reversal of the plot of You Only Live Twice, Chan decided to undergo plastic surgery in 1976 to reshape his irids, which gave him more Western looking appearances. The final film in which he appeared with his original look was Shaolin Wooden Man. We're not sure how necessary this surgery was, but Chan might argue that it did work, considering his massive success in Hollywood. He would have been 22 years old when he underwent the procedure, and clearly would not let anything stop him from becoming an international movie star. Number 24. He did not want a birthday party thrown for him in 2003. In 2003, Chan was filming Shanghai Nights with Owen Wilson. A production diary was kept online which revealed that producers of the film wanted to throw their leading man a birthday party. However, Chan refused. His mother had recently died and Chinese tradition dictates that you can only stop mourning period from 3 to 12 months after a death. Inexplicably, the producer decided to throw the party anyway. Chan did not react too badly though, and later stated that he understood their decision. It is important part of American culture to celebrate birthdays. Number 25. The most painful injury he has ever sustained was given to him by Bruce Lee. Chan appeared in several Bruce Lee films early on his career, and not all of them were particularly well remembered by the actor, despite Lee's legendary status. In fact, Lee was responsible for one of the most painful injuries that Chan ever sustained during his lengthy career. Apparently, the incident occurred whilst they were filming the Kung Fu classic Enter the Dragon. Bruce Lee accidentally hit Chan in the face with a nunchuck. Number 26. He has played a policeman in countless movies. Fans of Chan will know that he has played a policeman in many of his films, and the actor even revealed in the past that if he was not a well-known actor, he would have become a police officer. A bumper year of Jackie Chan police roles was 1985, in which he appeared in a total of 5 films as a policeman. The films were as follows: My Lucky Stars, The Protector, My Lucky Stars 2, Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars, Hearts of a Dragon, and Police Story. We are sure that any real-time police force would be happy to have Chan's martial arts skill on board. Number 27. He got his nickname Jackie from some Australian builders. Jackie Chan's real name is actually Chan Kong Sang. Kong Sang means from Hong Kong. Obviously, he changed his name to do something different when he began acting in the West. But where did Jackie came from? He actually got his nickname from his fellow workers on a construction site in Canberra, Australia, when they could not pronounce his real name. His parents had moved there to work at the American Embassy, and Jackie lived with them for a while as a struggling actor. Number 28. Jackie has a Pokemon named after him. That's right. Chan is so popular in both Eastern and Western hemisphere that the Pokemon creators decided to name a Pokemon after him. The character Hitmonchan is a boxing humanoid figure that can throw some punches just as well as its real-life inspiration. Number 29. He adores violence in real life. This might seem like a strange one for one of the biggest Kung Fu stars in the world, but in real life, Chan despises violence in spite of his extraordinary combat skill. He claims that he has only ever been in one real-life fight, and that was because his friends dragged him into it. Number 30. Jackie Chan created his own comic book character. A man of Jackie Chan's repertoire seems tailor-made for his own comic book series. Being the real-life superhero he is, as I previously mentioned. He apparently agreed. In 1997, Jackie Chan created a comic book called Spartan X, inspired by his character from the 1986 movie Armor of God character Asian Hawk, which ran under Topps Comics from 1997. That was only his first time being transferred into ink. Jackie Chan Adventures, his animated series on WB, which is now in CW, in which he was a fictionalized version of himself, has its own graphic spin-off series in 2000s. Number 31. Jackie Chan owns many secret houses with secret rooms. When Jackie Chan appeared on Late Night with Conan O'Brien to promote around the world in 80 days in 2004, the host asked him to confirm if his home was imbued with secret passageways that leads to hidden rooms throughout the building, which he replied with a grin, "Who told you this?" The actor's response was not for snark. His house is a maze of mystery. In fact, he has more than one. Not that you would ever be able to find them on your own. Jackie Chan gave an interviewer from TLC a tour of one of his many homes, hidden from the world in various locations, to achieve a more low-key lifestyle, each of which are equipped with various secret spaces from within as well. Just when you thought the man could not become more aspirational, he reveals his most badass secret. The silent movie era had a big influence on Jackie Chan. Much of the Jackie Chan's filmography blends his brutal martial arts mastery with his cartoonish comedic stylings, most notably in the Rush Hour films opposite Chris Tucker on his pairing with Owen Wilson in Shanghai Noon and Shanghai nights, and especially in films he directed himself such as Police Story. You might think that it was a Schwittig he originated, but truthfully he has humorists of cinema earliest years to thank. Jackie Chan has been subject of comparisons to silent film stars Charlie Chaplin and Buster Kitten for his pristine physical comedy chops, which he must wear as a badge of honor since, as he told the New York Times in 1995, I wanted to be like a Chaplin or Buster Kitten, but all the martial arts director I worked with wanted me to copy Bruce Lee. It was also those legends' own insistence to put themselves in danger for the sake of the film that inspired Chan's long legacy of personally performing his own stunts on screen. Knowing this, maybe he can work out with a deal that Chaplin and Kitten's estates can contribute to his medical bills. Number 33. Jackie Chan is a devoted environmentalist. After seeing the incredible amounts of waste created on movie sets, Jackie vowed to do something to help the environment. He advocated for both using recycled materials and reducing waste during filming, and even encourages upcycling movie materials whenever possible. One of the creative ways that Jackie found to reuse movie sets was turning them into art. He collects interesting materials for artists at the Jackie Chan Creation and Art Center (JCCAAC). The artists collaborate with Jackie to promote a culture of environmental sustainability through art. In January 2019, Jackie brought a special collection of art from the JCCAAC to the Leonardo Museum in Salt Lake City, Utah for the Jackie Chan Green Hero exhibit. Jackie Chan has challenged each and every one of us become green heroes and make a difference. Leonardo has accepted the challenge and inviting the community to take individual and collaborative action. Take Alexandra, his executive director, the Leonardo. Number 34. Jackie did all of his own stunts until he turned 60. After turning 60 in 2014, Jackie announced that he no longer would be performing his own death-defying stunts. After years of movie making and incurring countless damage points, Jackie said that Chinese Zodiac 2012 would be the last time that he would perform all of his own stunts. Even though the film was panned by critics, it was one of the highest-grossing domestic films in China. Number 35. Jackie Chan was a bouncer before he got a tooth stuck in his hand. One of the reasons that Jackie Chan learned martial arts was because he originally wanted to be a nightclub bouncer, but he changed his mind after a nasty scuffle at a club where someone's tooth got lodged in his hand. I learned to do martial arts when I was young and I wanted to be a bouncer, but after one particular fight, I learned that if you hurt someone, you can actually hurt yourself. I had a scuffle with someone and 2 days later, I found out his tooth was still in my hand. I thought there was a problem with my bone, Jackie told Britain's Sunday Mirror newspaper in 2010. I didn't know if I had killed the guy or just knocked him down, and I was petrified for a whole month. Every day I read newspaper to find out if I had killed someone. Number 36. Jackie Chan once jumped off a building without any safety gear. In the film Project A 1983, Jackie paid homage to one of his heroes, legendary comedy actor Harold Lloyd. In Safety Last 1923, Lloyd famously climbed off a building and hung from a clock face for one of the most dangerous stunts of the silent film era. But Jackie's homage to his hero would be much more dangerous. For the stunt, Jackie hung 60 feet in the air from the clock face before falling with only 2 cloth awnings between him and the street below. Jackie was reportedly so nervous about the stunt that he hung on until his hands eventually gave away. Jackie successfully completed the stunt for the first try, but ever the perfectionist, he decided to redo it. On the second attempt, he severely injured his neck and broke his nose. Number 37. The film Nosebleed was never released because of the September 11th attack. In 2001, Jackie was in the middle of the pre-production of the film called Nosebleed. The movie was about a window washer at the World Trade Center that stops a terrorist attack. The initial script was written by Jackie, Raven Metzger, and Stu Zuckerman. Rennie Harlin, who directed Die Hard 2, was set to direct, and Steven Spielberg was interested in producing. Production on Nosebleed was halted after the attacks on September 11th took place. Attempts to rewrite the script was abandoned and the film was cancelled. Number 38. Jackie Chan's stunt team is blacklisted by all insurance companies. Action film icon's stunt team is deemed too dangerous to be insurable, so Chan must pay out of pocket whenever one of his stunt team members is injured on the job. Number 39. Jackie Chan can speak 7 languages. Jackie Chan speaks 7 languages, which are Cantonese, Mandarin, English, German, Korean, Japanese, Thai, including American Sign Language. Number 40. He won just one Oscar. As two-time Oscar winner and five-time nominee, Tom Hanks noted last November when presenting Chan with an honorary Academy Award for his contributions to the film industry. The Academy does not often pay honors to the comedy or martial arts genres, so it may come as a surprise to many to learn that Chan has a little golden masterpiece of his very own, especially since the Oscar was presented to him at the annual Governor Awards, a ceremony months removed from the big night. Receiving the award, the actor, who Hanks dubbed Chantastic, said he had dreamed of having an Oscar for more than 2 decades, ever since he first laid eyes on one of his friend Sylvester Stallone's house. Since Sly himself has been snapped by Academy twice in acting categories, Chan must have been eyeing the Best Picture Oscar for Rocky 1977. Either that or he was talking about seeing Stallone's Oscar 1991, which has a 13% fresh ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 41. He was a child actor. Rumble in the Bronx 1995 is generally regarded as Chan's cinematic breakthrough for American audiences, and 1978's Snake in the Eagle's Shadow is known as the movie that first established his signature style, combining martial arts action with slapstick comedy. But Chan's first film role came much earlier, as an unnamed kid in Big and Little Wong Tin Bar. The 1962 film, thought to be lost completely until a copy of it appeared on YouTube last year, is mostly known today as Chan's acting debut. Chan also played a similarly unidentified kid in the Shadow Brothers classic Come Drink With Me 1966, a film which better known for its place in martial arts movie history than for its uncredited Chan cameo. Director King Hu's revolutionary film is noted for popularizing many staples of the wuxia genre, including a drunk martial arts master, something Chan would later employ to great effect in Drunken Master 1978 and The Legend of Drunken Master 1994, after several more years of uncredited extra work. Number 42. He is a fashion designer. Chan's most characteristic fashion accessory is probably the cast disguised as a shoe he wore to finish shooting Rumble in the Bronx with a broken ankle. But the actor has an entire line of clothing and accessories bearing his name. Many of the items sold by JC Design are casual and athletic wear. Sweatshirts, t-shirts, socks, underwear featuring simple logos or just words Jackie Chan emblazoned across them. But more stylish items like jackets, watches and long-sleeve button-downs embellished with dragons, deer and Chinese characteristics are also available. According to the website, all of the Jackie Chan Designs products are designed exclusively by Mr. Jackie Chan. Whether for lifestyle or fashion, Jackie is involved in every step of design process to ensure that all products satisfy his strict requirements for style, durability, safety, value and quality. And unlike most celebrity clothing, JC Design features a stunt sports collection that includes padded pants, shirts and belts. Number 43. He loves Buster Kitten. I wanted to be like a Chaplin or Buster Kitten, Chan told New York Times in 1996, but all the martial arts directors I worked with wanted me to copy Bruce Lee. Chan said he developed his signature slapstick style in direct response to Lee's more serious and graceful fighting. When Bruce Lee yelled, I'd punch doing a funny face like it hurt. Whatever Bruce Lee did, I'd do the opposite. Chan's films contains many direct homages to iconic stunts from silent inner films by Keaton, Chaplin and Harold Lloyd, and it's easy to see why Chan would identify with the stars. Keaton too sustained on-set injuries, including a fractured neck suffered during the filming of the classic Sherlock Jr. 1924, an injury he did not find out about until he underwent a routine medical exam several years later. In Project A, Chan recreates a stunt from Loyal's Safety Last 1923, which required Loyal to dangle from a ledge above Los Angeles traffic, a feat all the more dangerous because Loyal lost 2 fingers during a previous shoot. They did not have protection, elbow pads, knee pads or special effects computers. Chan explains, that's why I learned everything from them. Number 44. He is a philanthropist. In 2006, Forbes called Chan philanthropist's hardest working man, highlighting his work with the Make-A-Wish Foundation and other charities and commending his generosity with both his time and his money. Others may give more and get more attention, but probably nobody works harder for more causes than Chan, the magazine reported. The Jackie Chan Charitable Foundation, launched in 1988, originally offered scholarships to Hong Kong youth, but has since broadened its scope to provide medical services and aid to the victims of natural disasters. After the 2008 earthquake in Sichuan, Chan Chan donated more than 1.3 million to relief efforts and following the 2011 earthquake and tsunami in Japan. The actor organized a benefit concert that raised approximately $3.4 million. Encouraged by the efforts of Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, Chan has pledged to will at least half of his estate to charity upon his death. When I give someone something and see their face, it just makes me happy, the actor said. Number 45. He caused political controversy. Much like Chan's Rush Hour co-star Chris Tucker, Time magazine columnist Austin Ramsey struggled to understand the words coming out of Chan's mouth following a statement the actor made while sitting on a panel at the 2009 Boao Forum of Asia. I'm not sure if it's good to have freedom or not, Chan reportedly told the audience. But if you are too free, you are like the way Hong Kong is right now. It's very chaotic. We Chinese need to be controlled. If we are not being controlled, we'll just do whatever we want. In response, Ramsey wrote, "It's tough to figure out what he is talking about, since he does not explain what he means by chaotic." Pro-democracy Hong Kong legislators were more certain in their actions. Liang Kong-hung said he insulted the Chinese people. Chinese people are not pets. Albert Ho called Chan's comment the racist. Chan incited ire again in 2012 when he criticized Hong Kong for becoming a city of protest, suggesting that the authorities should stipulate what issues people can protest over. A 2013 Washington Post op decried Chan's anti-Americanism after he told Chinese TV interviewer that the US is the most corrupt country in the world. Number 46. He usually does not play villains. In Demolition Man 1993, Sandra Bullock's character Lenina Huxley says she learned martial arts from watching Jackie Chan movies. Reportedly, Sylvester Stallone, the film's protagonist, originally lobbied for his friend Chan to play the role of the violent sociopath Simon Phoenix, but the iconic part went to Wesley Snipes after Chan refused to play an evil character. Other than the minor roles he took as nameless thugs opposite Bruce Lee and a few others in his early career, Chan has only played a villain once. As the gang leader in 1973's Policewoman, Chan antagonizes a cab driver Charlie Chin in possession of incriminating evidence until the driver's sister, the titular female police officer Jim-yuen, comes to her brother's defense. Chan's role is primarily notable because the film was later renamed Rumble in Hong Kong in an effort to capitalize on the actor's success in US, and the video box art features Chan as though he is the main character. Shinjuku Incident 2009 features Chan as a dramatic anti-hero, and though it could not be released in China because of its graphic violence, it's about the closest he strayed from being an on-screen hero since. Number 47. The Jackie Chan Curse. One of the most recognizable movie stars in the world, Chan is often hired as commercial spokesperson, and he has appeared in advertisements for healthy and beauty products, automobiles, appliances, food, and antivirus software. Chan's popularity, however, does not seem to translate to automated success for these companies. Last year, some Chinese news outlets began to speculate that the opposite was closer to the truth, reporting that many of the products he endorsed failed in highly visible ways, and suggesting the actor's blessings might actually be a curse. Some examples of cursed business include a shampoo company whose stock prices plummeted 96% after reports surfaced that its product contained a carcinogen, a compact disc manufacturer that filed for bankruptcy and had a manager jailed for fraud, a frozen food company that had disease-causing bacteria in its dumplings, an auto repair school hit by a diploma scandal, and an air conditioner that sold poorly following reports that one of the units exploded. A newspaper editorial on the cars called Chan a man who can destroy anything. Number 48. Jackie Chan, the Cannonball. Jackie Chan was born Chan Kong Sang on April 7, 1954 in British Hong Kong to Charles and Lily Chan. Some reports indicate that he was actually supposed to be born in January, and his mother was pregnant with him for 12 months before a doctor had to surgically remove him. Jackie Chan reportedly spent 12 months in the womb. His mother therefore nicknamed him Cannonball. Number 49. Jackie Chan's married life. Jackie Chan is also one of the few major celebrities to have a long and lasting marriage. In 1982, he married Taiwan actress Zuan Lin. That same year, the couple welcomed their son J.C. Chan. Chan was always been quiet about his personal life, but in 1999, former Miss Asia and actress Elaine Nag Lee stated that she had a daughter as the result of an extramarital affair with Chan. There has never been any confirmation that the daughter is Chan's, and Elaine decided to raise the girl alone. Net worth. Chan's professional career now spans 5 decades and includes not only acting but also singing, directing, directing and producing. He has received stars on Hong Kong Avenue of Stars and the Hollywood Walk of Fame and has more than 130 acting credits on his name. His incredible success has made him a living legend, and he has a net worth to back it up. Thanks to all of his continuous hard work, Chan has an estimated net worth of $350 million. Number 51. Being a father. Jackie Chan may be a very kind celebrity, but it seems he is a harsh father. With such a huge fortune, Chan has said that he will not be leaving any of it to his son JC because of the way his son has chosen to live his life. In December of 2014, it was revealed that JC was facing 6 months of jail time for sheltering others to take drugs. As one of the China's spokespeople for the National Anti-Drug Committee, Chan was horrified about his son's actions, stating, regarding this issue with my son JC, I feel very angry and very shocked. As a public figure, I am ashamed. As a father, I am heartbroken. After JC was released from jail, Chan admitted that he thought it did his son good, and it also gave him time to reflect. Chan now wants to work with his son and try to help him and lead him to a better life, and was hoping to find a movie they could do together, and hoped his son would also sing a duet with him. Before I was too Chinese traditional, you son go away. I don't want to help you. You have to help yourself. I say, why am I so stubborn? I have to help my son, the actor said after the son's release. Number 53. He can break 12 concrete with his one hand. Jackie Chan broke 12 concrete blocks with his hand while keeping the egg he is holding intact. Number 53. Voice actor of Jackie Chan in Jackie Chan Adventure. On Jackie Chan Adventures, the character of Jackie Chan's niece was voiced by Stacy Chan. His real niece, Stacy Chan, is an American actress and journalist, best known for her role as Jade Chan in the cartoon show Jackie Chan Adventure. Chan currently works for Google News as a community manager. She formerly worked for Patch.com as a news editor. Number 54. Greatest Stuntman. Jackie Chan actually jumped out of a plane and landed on the top of hot air balloon while filming the movie Armor of God. Number 55. Actors has to be prepared for Jackie Chan's stunts. In his action scenes, his punches and kicks actually connect with their targets. He has his actors wear special padding in their feet and body to prevent serious injury. That's probably for the best. Number 56. His relationship with Mitsubishi Motors. He has a great long-lasting relationship with Mitsubishi Motors. The company has donated many of their automobiles for his films, most of which get destroyed. Not a bad trade though, as it's basically free advertising for them and free cars for Jackie's movies. Number 57. Book smart. His greatest regret in life is not having received a proper education, inspiring him to fund educational institutions around the world. Can the Vatican declare Jackie a saint already? Number 58. Big fan of football. Jackie Chan loves football and supports the Hong Kong national team, England national team and Manchester City. It's really the most popular sport in the world. Number 59. Rivalry. While filming for Wheels on Mills in 1984, Jackie became angry after being painfully hurt by Benny the Jet Arquidez, a kickboxing world champion, while shooting a fight scene with him. Jackie had also landed a few blows of his own on the boxer. Letting bygones by bygones, Jackie and Arquidez appeared again in a fight scene of the film Dragons Forever. Number 60. He can catch fly in bare hand. Much like the scene of the 2020 remake The Karate King, when Jackie Chan catches a fly with chopsticks, actor Jason Isaacs claims that he once saw Jackie catch a fly with his bare hand while on the set of The Tuxedo. Then just to prove he could, he caught another one without even looking. Number 61. His parents tried to sell him. Jackie's parents were so poor when he was born that not only did they struggle to pay the hospital bills, but they considered selling him off to a British physician to offset the medical costs. We are glad they did not. Number 62. He was a voiceover artist before of his fame. While a star in Asia since 1970th century, Jackie Chan was not a mainstream star in the US until the release of Rumble in the Bronx in 1996. Before that, he helped bring American movies to Asia. He provided the Mandarin language voice acting of the Beast for the Chinese dub of Beauty and the Beast. Chan has since done voice work in English language releases of other major animated movies such as Master Monkey in the Kung Fu Pandas. 63. Jackie Chan's daughter is a lesbian. Jackie Chan's daughter Etta was born in January 18, 1999. There was a lot of media frenzy around Etta's birth. She was also referred as the Little Dragon Girl by the media. Her mother Elaine decided to raise her daughter alone. Elaine once claimed that neither has Jackie ever come forward to help them, nor has he ever tried to know about their whereabouts. Etta grew up in Hong Kong and lived a fairly private life. Despite being raised single-handedly by her mother, Etta does not get along with her mother. Their hostile relationship was revealed when Etta accused her mother of abuse and cruelty. However, she has stated a number of times that her world revolved around only her mother. Etta reportedly dropped out of school because of her strained relationship with Elaine. Elaine once revealed that Etta needed legal help since she had continued to escape since she moved out of Hong Kong. She said that Etta was struggling with various emotional problems and under psychological therapy for a brief period of time. However, Etta stopped going to therapy since she left Hong Kong. Etta never had a normal father-daughter relationship with Jackie. In an interview she gave in 2015, Etta stated that she would never regard Jackie as her father. She also stated that although he has been unfair to her, she does not hold any grudge or any negative feelings against him. However, Etta never wanted to meet Jackie. Etta has also never claimed any financial help from Jackie, as Etta had to deal with poverty. Etta had married her 31-year-old Canadian internet celebrity girlfriend Andy Autumn. Andy is a social media influencer and a teacher. They both moved to Canada soon after their relationship started. Etta and Andy have an age gap over 10 years. Etta posted a photo on her Instagram account of the happy couple, both wearing white dresses, holding a marriage certificate dated November 8, 2018. Under a photo, Etta wrote, "United by love and law on our wedding day. We have all been hurt, but if you can dream of love, you can find it. Love is kind, it does not judge. Love is both strength and weakness. Love can make a change. Love wins." She wrote. Many internet users expressed their feelings on Instagram as well as Weibo, China's Twitter-like service. Number 64. Etta lives in poverty. In April 2018, Etta released a YouTube video that featured her girlfriend. She claimed in the video that she was homeless and was being compelled to sleep under bridges. Etta blamed the homophobic society of her condition. She further added that because of her sexual orientation, some of her relatives had severe foul ties with her. At the time, Etta and her girlfriend were living at the acquaintance's place in Canada. However, the acquaintance refused to offer any further help to them. Hence, Etta made a video to ask for help through the internet. She claimed that even the police, the hospitals, and the LGBTQ community had not provided any sort of assistance to them. Number 65. Jackie Chan's wife, Juan Lin, is also an actress. Although most people may know Lin as the wife of the famous martial artist and actor Jackie Chan, Juan has more to offer than the title of Mrs. Chan. Juan was born in Taipei, Taiwan on the 30th of June 1953. Her birth name was Juan Lin Feng Ziao. She was the second child in the family consisting of 5 children. Most people have the notion that since Lin is married to one of the most prominent actors in the world, she was born with a silver spoon in her mouth. However, that's not the case. Feng Ziao had to drop out of school when she was at the age of 12. The primary reason for her dropping out was due to her family's poverty. After dropping out of school, Lin was abandoned about being a successful actress in Taiwan. In 1972, when the Taiwanese beauty was 19 years of age, she starred in her first film, which was The Hero of Xiu Shou. The Hero of Xiu Shou was a Kung Fu film which was also known as Hero of Waterfront. Over time, Juan Lin made appearances in so many movies. Most of her films are based on the novels of Xiang Yao. Back to the 1970th century, Juan, together with Charlie Chin, Chin Han, and Brigitte Lin, were the most prominent names to reckon with the Taiwanese and Hong Kong cinema industries. Given the popularity of these talented actors and actresses, they were dubbed by the media as the two Chins, two Lins. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button below, and please don't forget to share this video with your friends.